This is your Conan Exiles game review in 2020 and what you should know before you buy it. In this Conan Exiles game review, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, of what Conan Exiles is, and what you really need to know before you buy it. So, right off the bat, guys, this is kind of surprising. I didn't do a game review on this. I've got, geez, at least a couple thousand hours on it between just playing the game or guides or our Let's Play. I'll leave them in the description if you guys want to get more information on the game or how to play it. Alright, to start out, guys, Conan Exiles is a survival game. It is actually very much like a lot of other survival games, most notably Ark. So if you played that, that kind of gives you a starting point. Uh, like other survival games, you start out by cutting trees, picking up sticks, stuff like that, to building a base, to a large endgame base, defeating bosses. It has a few game modes: PvE, PvE conflict, and PvP, which the second is kind of a mixture of the two. And also has single player and co-op, but I wouldn't really recommend them as it kind of takes away from the game. So let's get started here with the pros. It This is a rarity, as is one of the few games that can be as much fun playing it by yourself as it is friends. I definitely find myself playing by myself or with friends and enjoying myself equally as much, honestly, in a large time frame that I played the game. The music and soundtrack are is something I normally wouldn't talk about, but it is very good in this game. It does have a only one map, but the scenery is pretty cool, and there is world bosses kind of spread everywhere on the map. Compared to the other big survival games like Ark, for example, the servers really don't have a whole lot of lag. There's other issues, but lag is kind of one that always has bothered me. Um, and this game doesn't seem to have a whole lot of that. Uh, Another very cool thing about this game is I really love the controls of it. It's really well set up, and I'm very picky when it comes to controls. As you know on the channel, if you watch other game reviews, this is a very strong point of the game. Um, it had the game Conan Exiles has a purge system. That's pretty neat because it challenges your base, even if you're playing PvE, which a lot of games, when you're playing PvE, it does not challenge your base or how you have your base set up. On the top right of the screen, as you see, there is a journey. It's kind of like a quest deal that kind of keeps you going. So if you kind of get sidetracked or are lost what to do, you can always refer to that to figure out what you need to be doing next or how to advance. I find it really actually kind of handy, and it gives you a lot of extra XP. A very huge plus about the game are the build mechanics. I play a lot of survival games. That's mostly what I play. And outside of Minecraft, these are the best build mechanics that I've ever played on a survival game. They're pretty good. You have the occasional bugs and glitches, but you can do some really incredible builds, and you'll see them playing the game. Um, Another one I don't necessarily get into, but it's worth mentioning, guys, is the role play community on Conan Exiles is really strong. Maybe not so much on official servers, but on private servers, you definitely have a very strong role play community. Um, so now we're going to get into the cons. You can get away from almost any enemy in the game just by running, climbing, or falling. You're not really forced to fight anything in the game. I feel it takes away from the game. It makes exploring in the game easy in the beginning, but it you can kind of go anywhere on the map without having any repercussions if you're careful. Um, there's the game mechanics with like fighting, etc. For a game that should be based on fighting, the fighting is pretty good, but it definitely has some quirks and some issues, and kind of feels geez, I don't even know, blocky or just it doesn't feel as good as I feel it should be. Um, PvP definitely has a lot of bugs and broken builds right now that have been in the game for a long time. And that leads me to the next point, guys. The game devs. The game devs are really slow to fix the bugs or issues in the game, especially for a game of this size or magnitude. When you compare it to games like Ark or Minecraft, or I mean, there's a lot of games out there to compare it to, and the devs it seems like there's like one guy doing everything, and I know that isn't true, but that's what it feels like. Um, a major issue with the game, I feel, is the game hasn't had a whole lot of new content. Um, it basically has been the same game for the last couple years, other than they've added pets. Outside of that, the game has pretty much stayed exactly where it's been. Uh, Outside of a few of the DLCs, which also the DLCs don't really add any content to the game. They're basically cosmetic items or building things. Um, so overall, guys, if you're looking at this game, if you're a solo player, um, survival player, this is kind of a must-have. Or if you're just really into the survival genre, it's a must-have. If you're not strictly a very avid survival player, I don't know if it would be on the top of my list with a lot of other games out there. It's definitely, though, game that you can get a lot of time out of. There's a lot to do in the game. End game beating all the end game content does not come absolutely really quick in this game. But if you're a person that has uh, the time to put into this game, is it is a very time heavy game. It will soak up a lot of your time. This may be the game for you. So if I had to grade this game myself, it'd probably be like a 7 or 8, somewhere in there. Hopefully, in this game review, I help you kind of figure out whether the game is worth it before you buy it here in 2020. It's been out a while. It has some upsides to it, as um, Tencent has actually bought out Funcom, and there is supposed to be a new map coming out. It probably will be a paid DLC. We'll see on that front, but either the game could really turn into something, or it could really just be the same thing. We'll just have to see here, guys. If you do want to see more content on this, I will put down links in the descriptions, like I said. Hopefully this will help you out, and have a good one, guys.